it going?
It's going.
It's so good to see your face.
Same.
So beautiful. All right, friend. Well, why don't you introduce yourself and your business and we'll get started.
Hi, guys. My name is Kristen Kravitz, and I am the owner of Lovey Dovey Designs LLC. I'm located in Clifton, New Jersey, based out of my home studio.
So
and
fun.
I started the company in 2018.
Yeah. And what do you do with Lovey Dovey?
I do all the things. No,
you really do.
I kind of do though, right? I mean, basically, so we're based in the wedding industry, and the reason being is because first and foremost, I'm a makeup artist, and I've been a professional licensed makeup artist for 13 years. And my main gigs are weddings, special occasions, and photo shoots, beauty work. So I saw a trend happening with painted bridal jackets, and since I'm also a traditional artist using oils and acrylics and graphite, I said, I could do this. And so it was just another way to offer something that was truly meaningful to my existing clients. And then it just kind of took off from there. So we specialize in hand-painted bridal jackets, but we also do streetwear and illustrations and paintings. Basically, anything I can get my hands on to paint, I will. So I work on a lot of different surfaces: denim, leather, pleather, you name it, furniture. We do a lot of gifts and favors and hand lettering, stuff like that. So
I also love that you're saying we when I know it's you. It's just you.
It's just me. It's just me.
Saying we, I know, like, just sounds so like business. Like we the
so
company. I know, it's so funny, but it's awesome. Yeah, your stuff's rad. I first met you. Only time I met you was at the Red Mill Market in Clinton in December when we had a freaking ice out situation. You had like the coolest booth though, and you said this was like that was one of like your first shows, wasn't it?
It was my very first show ever.
Oh my gosh. And your booth was like so cool. You did such a good job at like organizing it all, and it just like was phenomenal. So hopefully we can do another market again and go well for both of us.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so bummed. I was signed up for like 3 different markets this year, and it just fell through, which is okay. But, you know, I mean, we're doing this one together, and we did the one for Christmas in quarantine. So, you know, as long as I can get exposure and turn people on to what I'm doing, then I'll take it however way it comes. But there's something really special about being part of the crowd and meeting people one-on-one. And,
of course,
you know, when you see something in person, it's completely different than a picture.
Yeah. Well, and I think like meeting the business owner too, like you have such a big personality too, that's like so inviting and happy. And even your partner who was at the booth with you too, like you both were just so chatty. And so that's why I kind of wanted to make sure I had this kind of interview style this time for the market so people could see you and hear you. And but so tell us about your favorite part about owning your own business, or even why you decided to do it yourself. I know you said that you like saw it happen, but like what was part of your inspiration too and all that kind of stuff?
Well, my favorite part about owning my business is that I don't have to answer to anyone except for myself.
Except for your customers, which like can be a pain, but
right. But you know, I still have sway with that, so to speak, because I am the expert, right? I've been an artist pretty much my whole life. But it's the favorite part. My favorite part really is being able to be me fully and truly, and making beautiful pieces of work that people can wear or have for the rest of their life. And that's really special. And that's why I do makeup for bridal, because you're helping create memories that last and making the day even more special. So to me, that's awesome. And I also get to paint half naked all day. So
perfect.
That's pretty cool to me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Can you show us those 2 pieces behind you?
Yes. So let's see.
They're so freaking cool.
Let me just change this. All right, so
Okay.
this is a sweet 80s. Let me take it off. This is a vintage jacket. When I acquire pieces to paint, what I like to do is to find pieces that are either pre-owned, vegan leather, or vintage, because I want to be as sustainable as possible and recycle. I use recycled paper, stuff like that. So plus, if anyone knows, when you get a good leather jacket that's already worn in and has that like already beat up look, it just adds like a cool factor, an extra cool factor to it. So this is the jacket. It's got this wonderful fringe on it, front and back, and the belt.
Love the
got
fringe.
all the perfect wear. And the piece of artwork on there is a dagger going through a rose with a drip of blood on it. And this is one of the special pieces that I put up every couple months, where once it sells, a portion of the sale goes to either a person or an organization that helps those in need. So this one, once it sells, a portion of it will go to our local food pantry to help feed those that are hungry right now, especially during the pandemic. I started it at the beginning of the quarantine. It's still available. It's really special. It's just a cool piece to have. And
what's it going for? Let's try to sell it right now. How much is it going for?
Oh God, I think I listed it for like $320. Let me look on my website. I don't even know. That's terrible.
Oh, the surprise question. No, it's okay. It's okay. I can always link it. We'll link it too. That's okay.
And this one is a new piece.
Yeah, I was going to say that looks new. I love that white. Oh, it's so pretty.
I started to promote. This is a vegan leather jacket, and this jacket was gifted to me. I didn't go out and purchase it. I try not to do that, but it was gifted to me because the person that gifted it to me knew that I was trying to do semi-customizable products, and they love me. So
yay, we love that.
So it's done in the Rococo style of Marie Antoinette. And it was supposed to be a huge trend for 2020. I think trends don't really exist this year because people aren't having big weddings because you can't legally. It's not safe, second of all. And they're eloping, but you still can get a beautiful custom piece. You can wear it now for your elopement, take pictures in it, and then a lot of people are having a reception later on. So you can use it over and over again, but there's space in the frame to put your initials. And then this little plaque in the bottom, you can put like a poem or a quote. You can put both of your names and the date. So it's got a good amount of customization to it. And
yeah,
it's going to be a part of a series of 3. So that one is done in the Marie Antoinette style. Then there's one in a Art Nouveau style. And then there's one in a medieval, like Gothic stained glass style.
So cool.
Yeah.
I love that. So tell us some advice you have for people wanting to start their own business, for wanting to be a working artist or a makeup artist, any of the things that you're a pro at. Give us some tips.
Well, I would say do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Find the people that are already in the business and contact them. Be very open to suggestions and opinions. Start off slow, but still put yourself out there. Especially if you're an artist, it's not going to happen overnight. It's taken a really long time for me to build up Lovey Dovey. I did it completely on my own. And I wanted to do it on my own. There are easier routes to do it, like getting grants and loans. But I just didn't want any more debt. So everyone's path is different, but I think just putting your work out there and knowing that you're going to be critiqued and you're going to be loved at the same time, but just staying true to yourself and not following crowds really. I guess, being prepared for a lot of hardships, both financially and personally. But like you said before, owning your own business is so freeing. So try it. If you fail, then you try again, and you learn from your failures and your mistakes, and just keep on trucking.
Yeah, that's great advice. That's helpful. I think that, a lot of it comes down to just having that fire in your belly to keep doing it no matter what happens. No matter if a pandemic happens or if your show gets washed out, or, there's always, especially with like shows and markets and stuff, in-person stuff, obviously it feels like another lifetime ago. But, that day was super disappointing just because it was an expensive show. You had traveled far. I didn't have to travel that far, but it's still a disappointment. And sales were not like what they could have been, but we got to meet each other, and I got to meet so many other cool vendors that day. And I've just had to accept that no matter what the show is, the goal shouldn't be to make money at it. Like that, it's like a distant goal. That's in the back part of it, what could happen. But you just never know what's going to happen at those things. And
money will come. Yeah. Money will come. It's if I can be completely transparent and honest, I have yet to fully profit from Lovey Dovey Designs, because with my makeup company, I profit. That's how I was able to pay for Lovey Dovey Designs and start the company, and they supplement one another. Yeah. And I just couldn't live with myself knowing that I didn't try. So having the experience that I have in retail and service and doing makeup and being an artist, I knew that I had the base for how to start the company. Meeting like-minded people and getting exposure is really essential, because if you don't have people to back you and you don't have the right mentality to do it, then it doesn't matter how great your products are. If you're not genuine and you don't have your crew with you, then it's going to suck. And it's
right. You're working in a vacuum. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why I say just keep putting your stuff out there and keep trying. And as long as you're true to yourself, the money will come, and maybe the fame. I don't know. I'm not looking for fame. I just want to make cool shit for cool people and inform people about issues of the world through art. So, it's but it's tough. Every day is a struggle. There's no easy days, even on the good days, and you work 24/7. Yep. I know you do. I do.
I know that was the hardest part with this last part of the unemployment. Like I when I put in that I made some money through my job, my personal business, they were like, so tell us about your business. And I put in the LLC and everything, and they're like, how many hours a day do you work? And I was like, how am I supposed to answer that? Like, I know they're gonna think that I'm making all this money because I work 15 hours a day.
Yeah. I love the one was like, what are your normal work days and hours? And I'm like,
define normal. It's so impossible to answer those questions as a small business owner when you're doing literally everything. So I just try to answer my best. But so in that thread, then we talked about this off camera a little bit, but now tell the people, how have you been dealing with this time? How have you had to pivot? Tell us about this current life, the new normal that we're all living.
Well, I mean, everyone has been affected by this pandemic, and now the events of this past week. And, it's been a real slap in the face, because this year was supposed to be my year, and I was fully booked with makeup for 6 months, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then Lovey Dovey, I had prospective clients, so to speak. I had collaborations, I had shows set up, and then everything was just pulled out. So it really took my breath away. But then, because I've had so much time to sit here and wallow in my self-pity, I've had time to really look at the world in a different way. I've always looked at the world in a way of like, why can't we just all get along? And like Miss America, well, I just want world peace. Like because I really do. And it's shown me both the love and true definition of humanity. And it's shown me how dark things are as well, but that it's just shifted my whole look on, especially I would say the one thing, Sam, is rushing through things. Oh, I have to post. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have this like deadline in my head that I think social media and society has put pressure on, especially as artists, of produce and make us robots. So I've just really slowed my roll and really have been focusing on what I want to be known for personally and what I want Lovey Dovey to be known for and what I want my makeup artistry to be. So as a whole, as an artist, it's really made me look inward and say, how can I help myself? How can I help the people around me? And how can I make the world a better place, basically?
Yeah. And you just moved too, didn't you? So you have that on top of everything.
Yes. But you know what? It's been such a blessing because we moved from an apartment, a garden apartment, into a house. And I have this beautiful studio, which I'll be doing a studio tour so you guys can see that. Had we been where we were during this pandemic, my partner and I think would have strangled one another. So right. I have an actual space that I can close the door. I don't hear him. I'm in my zone. It's decorated the way I want to. I don't have to worry about him not cleaning up because we were sharing one studio space and we're very different people. So,
oh my gosh.
It's been a blessing. And, you know, to transition everything into, because of the pandemic, I've started a Threadless account and done print on demand. I'm still busy. It's just, and I put it out there on a post of like, I'm still doing stuff, but I don't feel the need to be posting 2 and 3 times a day anymore. And, you know, all these things, because I think a lot of people have realized that it's just not that important. It's the quality of work that you're putting out. And I would rather have things that are more meaningful and things that can benefit everyone rather than just posting to post. So, so that's how I've transitioned. But yes, we moved the week of Christmas and then we were settling in. Then I was super busy with makeup and getting stuff done with Lovey Dovey, and then this hit. So it was like, yes, it was a shock.
I know. I was in a similar boat. I just moved in with my partner at the end of January. And so we had like a month and a half of like normal life and what that looked like. But yeah, we're lucky too. I have my own studio. He has his own office space. We like work away from each other 90% of the day and like have lunch together and then go back to work. And it's like, okay, this is okay. We're fine. Like we can make this work. We're totally blessed and grateful and thankful that we have the space. But yeah, it's good to hear that you've been able to process it. And I think, everyone's just been on their own timeline of needing to go through shit, to wallow. It's okay. Like you should know that. And I'm sure people have told you, but just coming from another maker, small business owner, badass babe, it's okay to feel the things. Like,
it's
I have to
okay
tell myself that too. It's hard.
Feel the feelings. Your feelings are valid. And, you know, I think as especially our country right now, but the world is just, we're like in mourning, you know, we've never seen anything like this. No one that is on the planet right now, with the exception of very, very few people that are maybe in their 90s or have hit 100, know what it feels like to be in a depression, to be in a pandemic, and to go through race issues. So it's, you know, my heart, I feel broken, but at the same time, I feel very hopeful. So it is just a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, sure. And like for me personally, I've been trying to, like, when I have those bursts of energies of like, oh, I want to get this together, like organizing this, like it seems like a huge task to take on, but I felt that it was important because we all need to be together. We all need to support one another.
Yes.
And we all need outlets still right now. Like people,
Mhm.
like all of us had markets that we were supposed to do. And when we've been working so hard to build up our own businesses, spending the money on a market is like a big deal for most of us. Like
Yeah.
even the most successful person, it's still a gamble. It's still a hard thing. And so, you know, to have that ripped out from under us is like, yeah, it was really jarring at first. But I think that, you know, if once, for anyone listening, for you and I, for anyone, if like whenever you have that burst of like ambition, you really gotta like freaking bridle that bitch and like ride it because because like it is like so precious. And we are the like, oh, I could cry, give myself chills. Like as artists, we are the ones responsible to produce things to inspire others, and like and only to wear that as like encouragement, not as pressure. And I think that that's where we have to like always keep that in check of like, yeah, am I posting this because I feel pressured to, or because I genuinely feel good about what I'm writing or what I'm posting about or what I'm making, you know. And keeping that balance is important, obviously. But yeah, if we have the vision to do shit, like we got to get it done. Like
Yeah.
I think keeping our mental health in check, like I just said, is important. But like, if we can dig a little deeper right now and get it done, then like, it's just going to give more people hope. And it's going to, you know, ultimately just add more peace to what our life is, what our friend's life is like right now.
Well, you know, as I've gone through life, I just think about, I come from a creative family. My dad is a musician, very talented one at that. My mom was a crafter. As a kid, she would sew all of our Halloween costumes and our recital costumes, you know, stuff like that. Woodworking. My grandfather did like little like tchotchke things, and we would sell at craft shows. And, you know, it's always been encouraged to a certain extent because they are of that generation. But yes, I feel like it is my duty as an artist to have that job of inspiring others, because others have done it for me.
Yeah.
It started with my family, and then all of the inspirations that I've been so blessed to have from artists putting out their work. And that's why I say to people, when you're starting your business, if you're making your art into a business, it's not always fun. It's not, you're going to have to do some commercialized stuff to a certain extent and sell. And that's not fun, that part of it. But again, like if you just keep that in mind, that I know somewhere someone is inspired by my artwork, and that is like, that's my job, but it's also like the best feeling in the world. And that's why you have to meet up with people like yourself and continue that mental health and inspiration flow all the time. And, but yeah, it's a lot of pressure. And I think as artists, like you said, like I'm the only one that's putting the pressure on myself. You know, my platform is only like a little baby that Lovey Dovey's a little baby. No one really knows about it, right? Like on the grand scheme.
I know, it's so true.
So, you know,
but our community, like, but people that do see it. And like, I had to have a check-in with myself pretty much weekly of like checking my imposter syndrome of like,
oh,
yeah, like, oh, this is for like, what am I even doing? And then like I did that rainbow post of like me dancing with those cardboard rainbows in my yard, and just like to be fun, like, and people were like, this is so inspiring. I'm like, it's just cardboard. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but like to do the whole process of it was what they were like, wow, what? Like, this is crazy.
It brought joy to my life that day. And I still think about it. Like when I think of you, Samantha, I'm just like, rainbows all the time. Like you're just barfing and pooping rainbows 24. It's coming out of your pores. And I love it. You're just a beam of light. And
oh my gosh. But then it's like, some days I'm like, it's like, who even am I? It's not like I'm nothing, but it's just weird. It's such a weird balance. Owning a business, being an artist, being like having a small platform of people, it's all overwhelming, but people's response and like encouragement is what makes it all worth it. So
yeah. It's It's a Gemini of a thing, right? It's like two-faced. It's
Are you a
it's
Gemini?
no, I'm a Libra.
I'm a
So
Taurus.
I'm always trying to find the balance between imposter syndrome and like, yes, this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
It's a constant back and forth, especially when you make it a business. But at the end of the day, it's so rewarding. And thinking of having to go back to retail or the service industry gives me like,
Oh my gosh,
the worst anxiety.
I know. So how can people support you now? Like what's up next for you? Like what can we look forward to from you?
Well, I'm participating in your show.
Yay,
So that's happening.
So happy to have you.
Thanks. I'm so excited to actually do a show, do a market with my peeps. So there's that. You can follow, like, and share my work. I have a new Threadless account that I just started. It's just my logo. Actually, I'm wearing one of my printed t-shirts. There's some other goodies too. I'll be doing a giveaway with that. And yeah, I mean, I have a referral program. If you refer people and they book and they commission, I give you a percentage off. It's a pretty hefty percentage once I get a couple people, but yeah. It depends. But just spreading my work and giving a follow and giving a share is like, that to me is I think the best way is just the more eyes I can get on the company and what my message is and what my work is I think what's most important. So
yeah, that's great. Well, so, okay, we're going to make a fake goodbye right now, and I'm going to chop out this part of me saying this, and then we can talk more. Okay. All right, let me start it. Okay. Well, this was so much fun chatting with you. I so appreciate you and your lovely self and your Lovey Dovey. Oh, where did your name come from? Lovey Dovey. Where did that come from?
Oh, man. Lovey, I had so many different, I'm more of like a gothic, like rocker type chick, which I think that's pretty obvious, especially from my logo. It's like cutesy, but kind of badass at the same time. So that's where it came from, is just, first of all, alliteration, right? Like it goes together.
Totally.
And I had gone through so many names, and quite honestly, really the name that I wanted was taken. So
I hate that. That's the worst.
Where it came from is just, what can I do that's kind of cool and cutesy and catchy, and I countered that with the skull because I love skulls. So
perfect. Yeah, it's such a good combo. So sweet. All right, dear friend, well, it was so great chatting. We will talk soon. We'll see you in your studio tour, and we'll catch up soon.
Bye,
dear friend. Bye.